Hello, hello, hi, hi, folks. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome, welcome. Checking out the robe. I, I'm telling you, I love this thing. I can't seem to take it off. Anyway, I digress. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. You know, we've been talking about gratitude for a while, on and off. But I ran into this story, and this story was so amazing. I thought I gotta share it. You know what I mean? I got to share this story, brother. So there are signs around us to be grateful. Like if we wanted to find a reason, one reason to be grateful. I mean, all you got to do is like look at yourself in the mirror or look around. I mean, there's got to be a gazillion things that you can be thankful for and grateful for. And sometimes we take those things for granted, right? Because we're so used to them. You know, um, I compare it to this. You know, have you ever had a really bad cut at the tip of your finger? If you've ever had that bad cut, like a real bad paper cut at the tip of your finger, you then realize how much you use the tip of your finger when you can't use it. It's amazing, right? And it's the same thing across the board. Like something that you use and you can't use, you're like, oh, right? Well, I think gratitude is the same thing because you can't be like, you know, um, deaf and blind to everything that goes around you, everything that is within you, everything that is in your life. You can't just ignore all that, right? Yeah, I mean you couldn't, but we do. I'll give you the story. So a 93-year-old man is about to get released from the hospital, and obviously very excited. And as he's about to pack and get out, they come by and give him a surprise bill. Let's say the bill is $8,000. And the man looks at the bill, looks at everybody else, and says, "What's this?" And they say, "Well, there was a mistake. We're very sorry that there's actually a balance of $8,000 left on your bill." Well, the old man starts crying, literally busts up crying, right? Well, the nurse and the doctor, they feel like so bad. They're like, "Wait, sir, it's okay if you can't afford it, you can make appointments. You can make payments. You don't have to pay the whole 8,000 right off the bat." And he says, "No, that's okay. What is this for anyway?" And they said, "Well, you stayed here one extra day, and that extra day, your oxygen is pretty much for $8,000 for being on oxygen 24 hours." And the man starts crying, and they can't stop him. He's crying, and they're like, "Sir, if you can't pay the whole thing, we can make arrangements. You don't have to pay the whole thing at once." Well, the man says, "No, no, no, it's not that. It's not that. I actually could pay the whole thing at once. I don't have an issue there. My issue is that if it costs $8,000 for one day of breathing, I'm 93 years old. How much do you think I owe the universe, the creator, my God?" That's a powerful lesson, punchline. Things we don't think about every day: the breathing, the heartbeats, the digestion, uh, eyesight, just taste, just all kinds of stuff that we don't think about. Like they are automatic, right? We don't think about them, they just get done. Like the moment you can't breathe, you're like, oh, I gotta breathe, right? The moment something gets stuck in your throat, have you ever had that? Some food or something goes down the wrong pipe and you're like choking to, like you can't even breathe. And at that moment, all you can think about is what? Breathing. So same thing here. This old man says, if it costs $8,000 for one day, I'm 93 years old. How much do you think I owe for that bill, for life's bill, to my creator? See, and I believe that if you actually look at that story, you can easily recognize the things around you that you could be grateful for. And it doesn't have to be a reminder like that, a punch in the face for you to say, oh, that's right, I gotta be grateful for breathing. You know, now this may be kind of funny in a way, humorous in a way, and not so funny in a way, but in a way it kind of hits you, right? This guy is towards the tail end of his life, 93, and they just told him, hey, you know what, for one day of breathing, it's $8,000. Put yourself in that situation, and now you're like, $8,000 for one day. I never thought about that before. The day before I was breathing, 10 years ago I was breathing, 80 years ago I was breathing, right? So where else does that apply in our lives? Where else does that apply in your life? Where else do you feel like you have room for being more grateful? Where else do you feel like, you know what, I need to be more thankful just for the stuff that I have, for my health, for my, I don't know, wealth, for my whatever, good looks, my charm, my breathing, my everything, the roof above my head, and the fact that I have 2 feet, and like you could literally list the tiniest little things and be grateful for that. Like you guys know that I keep a gratitude jar, right? So one day I was working on my desk. You may find this funny. I was working on my desk, and that night I wrote in my card that I'm so grateful for my desk. I really am. And you may laugh at that, but I don't feel like, and this is kind of weird. I mean, I'm 49 and have had some success in life, right? But I've never had a real, like a desk, like a desk that I can say, man, this is like a desk, you know. I'll take some pictures, I'll post them, but I mean, it's just a nice little wood desk, but I've never had like that, right? So I've never had an actual home office, and I have that, and I'm so grateful for that, thankful for that, right? I'm grateful for my breathing, obviously, referring back to the example. So it doesn't have to be material things. Well, we could be grateful for just waking up one more day and having one more day of opportunity, of all kinds of opportunities, being a nice guy, being in a good mood, helping somebody out, you know, all that. So refer back to this when you feel like you want to say, it sucks. Yeah, it might suck, but it doesn't suck as bad. You know what I mean? It may not be exactly what you want, but it's not exactly the worst thing on the planet Earth either, right? So catch yourself, refer back to the story if you have to, and say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to be more grateful. I'm going to be more thankful because, you know, one day of air is $8,000, and I got a pretty huge bill that I got to, you know, write down to Mother Nature or my creator for that bill. And that's just breathing. So I think we beat that to death. The thought of the day is this. Listen, you're gonna have a gazillion things that you can be grateful for and thankful for, and yet, and I ask you, and I do this all the time too. I do this. I've said this before. I'm a work in progress, right? What I'm doing now more is I'm catching myself. And when I catch myself, I just stop and I focus. I'm like, you know what? I have so many other things I can be thankful for and grateful for. And this little thing that is bothering me or is not going right or is going left or is falling apart, I got so many things to be grateful for, right? So I catch myself and I do my best to shift my mindset, right? So hopefully you do the same. That's my thought of the day. Hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. If you feel like you got love and you're grateful for it, maybe you want to tag a couple people, share this on your wall, do what you gotta do, spread the love, you feel me? And I want to know, actually, I think it's important to voice out what you're grateful for. So forget about what I want to know. Drop down what you are great, like the first thing that pops in your head when I say that. When I say, what are you grateful for? The first thing that pops in your head. And that changes from moment to moment, because every moment you could be grateful for something brand new, right? So drop down in the comments below, what are you grateful for? And the first thing that pops in your head. It could be as awkward as anything you want. My sneakers, whatever it may be. Drop it in the comments below. Let this feed grow. I appreciate you guys. And remember, if you care, you show that. If you share, you show that you care. And until tomorrow, where we do it all over again. Much love.